Sixthly, with beholding the subtle, delicate, fine beauties in the creation of things, and in the art in beings, in the station of declaring Allah to be free of all defect, they took up the duty of love and yearning for their all-glorious Creator, their all-beauteous Maker. That is to say, after looking at the universe and works and performing the duties in the above-mentioned stations, through transactions in the object of worship's absence, they rose to the degree of also beholding the transactions and acts of the all-wise Maker, whereby, in the form of a transaction in the presence of the person concerned, they responded with knowledge and wonder in the face of the all-glorious Creator's making himself known to the conscious beings through the miracles of his art, and declared,
سبحانك ما عرفناك حق معرفتك.
Glory be unto you. How can we truly know you? What makes you known are the miracles of the works of your art. Then they responded with love and passion to the most merciful one's making himself loved, and through the beautiful fruits of his mercy.
إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين.
You alone do we worship, and from you alone do we seek help, they declared. Then they responded with thanks and praise to the true bestower's showing his mercy and compassion through his sweet bounties, and exclaimed,
سبحانك وبحمدك.
Glory be unto you, all praise is yours. How can we thank you as is your due? You are utterly worthy of all thanks. For all your bounties spread through all the universe hymn your praises and thanks through the clear tongues of their beings. All your bounties lined up in the market of the world and scattered over the face of the earth proclaim your praises and extol you. Through testifying to your munificence and generosity, all the well-ordered and well-proportioned fruits of your mercy and bounty offer you thanks before the gazes of your creatures. Then they responded saying,
Allahu Akbar.
Allah is most great, before the manifestation of divine beauty, glory, perfection, and majesty in the mirrors of beings, ever changing on the face of the universe. They bowed reverently in their impotence and prostrated in humility with love and wonder. Then, announcing their poverty and need, they responded with supplication and beseeching to the possessor of absolute riches, displaying the abundance of his wealth and breadth of his mercy, and declared,
إياك نستعين.
From you alone do we seek help. Then they responded appreciatively to the all-glorious Maker's displaying the subtleties and wonders of his antique art in the exhibition of creatures, exclaiming, What wonders Allah has willed! Observing and applauding them, they declared, How beautifully they have been made! What blessings Allah has bestowed! Holding everyone witness, they said in wonder, Come, look at these! Hasten to the prayers and to prosperity. And they responded with submission and obedience to the monarch of pre-eternity and post-eternity's proclamation of the sovereignty of his dominicality in every corner of the universe, and the manifestation of his unity, declaring,
سمعنا وأطعنا.
We hear and we obey. They affirmed his unity. Then, before the manifestation of the Godhead of that sustainer of all the worlds, they responded with worship and humble veneration, which consists of proclaiming their poverty within need, and with the prescribed prayers, which are the summary of worship. Thus, through performing their various duties of worship in the mighty mosque known as the abode of this world, they carried out the obligations and duties of their lives, and assumed the finest of forms. They ascended to a rank above all creatures by which, through the auspiciousness of belief and assurance and the trust, they became trustworthy vicegerents of Allah on the earth. And after this field of trial and place of examination, their munificent sustainer invited them to eternal happiness in recompense for their belief, and to the abode of peace in reward for their adhering to his religion of Islam. There he bestowed on them, out of his mercy, bounties so dazzling that no eye has seen them, nor ear heard them, nor have they occurred to the heart of man. And so he does bestow these on them. And he gave them eternity and everlasting life. For the desirous, mirror-bearing lovers of an eternal, abiding beauty, who gaze upon it, will certainly not perish, but will go to eternity. The final state of the Quran students is thus: may Almighty Allah include us among them. Amen. As for the other group, the sinners and the wicked, when they entered the palace of this world at the age of discretion, they responded with unbelief to all evidences of divine unity, and with ingratitude towards all the bounties, and by accusing all creatures of being valueless, insulted them in an unbelieving manner. And since they rejected and denied all the manifestations of the divine names, they committed a boundless crime in a short time and became deserving of endless punishment. For the capital of life and the human faculties were given to man for the duties mentioned above. O my senseless soul and foolish friend, do you suppose your life's duty is restricted to following the good life according to the requisites of civilization, and, if you will excuse the expression, to gratifying the physical appetites? Do you suppose the sole aim of the delicate and subtle senses, the sensitive faculties and members, the well-ordered limbs and systems, the inquisitive feelings and senses included in the machine of your life is restricted to satisfying the low desires of the base soul in this fleeting life? Allah forbid. There are two main aims in their creation and inclusion in your essential being. The first consists of making known to you all the varieties of the true bestower's bounties and causing you to offer him thanks. You should be aware of this and offer him thanks and worship. The second is to make known to you, by means of your faculties, all the sorts of the manifestations of the sacred divine names manifested in the world, and to cause you to experience them, and you, by recognizing them through experiencing them, should come to belief in them. Thus man develops and is perfected through the achievement of these two basic aims. Through them, man becomes a true human being. Look through the meaning of the following comparison and see that the human faculties were not given in order to gain worldly life like an animal.